don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
All right. That's the jam, man. Now, 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 now. All right, people. Oh, no, I don't want that. I don't want any. I want original. How about this one? Hey, everybody, welcome. This is the Morning Sky Show. Just joking. It's the Pick Your Battle Show. It's the Pick Your Battle Show. I'm so glad that you're alive. I'm so glad that you're happy to be here. I am so glad to be here. You're beautiful. Has anyone told you that lately? Has anyone told you how beautiful you are? How goddamn beautiful you are? You're incredible. You're incredible. We're starting right now, man. We're here. Don't you worry, baby doll. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, baby doll. We got you. I got you. You know, it's the Morning Sky Show. I'm sorry, it's the Pick Your Battle Show. This is the Pick Your Battle Show, and I hope that you're going to call in because that's the whole idea. It's the whole idea is to call in. Hey, have you ever done the thing where you don't finish all your coffee in the morning, then you microwave it later? Man, I love that shit. Do you love it? Me too. I love it. I think it's great. I'm going to put into the chat right now the link to join, but it's https://morningsky.live/PYB. You can call in and talk to me. You can call in and see what's what. It's a lot of fun. We can talk about all sorts of things. I have a menu of items right here for you if you haven't already figured that one out. I'm going to put it in the chat. But the menu items are pretty fun this week. Today is Wednesday, so we're about halfway through. We're going to have a good time. Do you ever microwave your coffee? You ever do that? Do you ever do it? Never waste coffee. Yeah, I mean, the coffee went cold, and I didn't realize I had so much left of it, so I just microwaved it instead of making tea, which is why I was a little bit late. Never waste it, says Mikey. Says Twisted Hippie. Twisted Hippie doesn't do it. Twisted Hippie doesn't do it. I saw Michael Askews here. Hey, guys. What's up, Frankie Barry? What's the deal and how you feeling? What's the deal and how you feeling? I guess I should just do this. https://morningsky.live/PYB. I am having such a bad day today. I was freaking out all day because I'm just sick and tired of paying taxes. I'm angry about taxes. I'm not happy. I'm stressing out about it. You know, I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't like it, man. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm sick of getting fleeced and not getting anything back. I'm just sick of it, man. How am I supposed to live like this, huh? How am I supposed to live like this? I'm seriously thinking about just selling everything and moving to the country. Moving to the country. You owe so much. I owe so much. It makes me crazy, dude. It makes me crazy. It looks like on the I'm moving to the country. I'm going to move me to the country. I'm going to eat me a lot of peaches. Hey, how are you? What's the deal and how you feeling? You feeling great today, the one? The one, are you here?
Hey.
Hey, how the heck are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm kicking like a three-legged ninja, man. I'm chilling like a villain. I'm just having a great time. Except I told you I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out, to be honest. I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm sick to my stomach after tax day. I feel like I'm broke and I'm going to die. You know, I don't know if other people feel that way. I panic. I panic about the money thing. I start looking at the bank and I'm like, how many more months do I have left in me? Do you ever feel that way?
A little bit, yeah.
Have you ever been to the point where you're like looking at the bank and you're like, I only have a couple months left?
Yeah, I am a notorious non-spender, so
Me too.
I have saved my whole life, and I kind of have savings available. So
I have savings, but I'm saying like if I cut it off right now. Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna ding dang do. Welcome to the. Let me finish my thought before I bring you in. Ding dang do. You're on the air though. Like I've always been a fan of I spend as little as possible. I'm not like a cheap bastard, but I'm very frugal. You know what I mean? I'm very much like I don't need that. I don't need to buy that right now. But and fuck you money is really only 6 months of money. That's all it is. 6 months. When people say fuck you money, now they call it like, oh, you got a Bugatti or something. But fuck you money is having 6 months of cash on hand so that you could tell your boss to go fuck himself. That's what fuck you money is. And I don't have that right now, so it's freaking me out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people who I often get buyer's remorse, and then I also suffer from like diminishing returns. So I've gotten really good at just not. I just don't buy anything. So
You
I buy
literally
food.
both sound like queers to me.
Is that right?
I like to buy food. I like to buy food.
All right, Skyjack told a story the other day about how he had a drill from when he was like much young. Like you have things, like you carry things into the future. Everything is disposable. Everything I own fits into one bag. What are you talking about? You like?
I've been there too.
Things?
No, I've been there too. I used to love that as well. I've when I left Virginia, I had like I think I had 5 boxes. 5 boxes I had of stuff. That's all I had, and I felt really good about that. No furniture. Yeah, I'm thinking about that right now, though, Steve. I'm thinking about starting over because I know that I can move to New Mexico and pay nothing in rent, and that's huge.
You could pay nothing in rent. You live on the street like all of those people that do that.
Yeah, I don't want to live in the street, Steve. What are you, crazy? What are you talking about, man?
What are you gonna get molested? What are you scared of? It's good enough for millions of Americans.
Yeah, not for me. I don't want to live in the street. What are we talking about here? Come on now.
Yeah, Parallelish was asking, like, if we don't spend money on anything, what are we doing? And I've always had kind of a dystopian future kind of point of view. So I've kind of always like planned for the worst ever since I was a child. So it's just kind of lasted like that.
Well, I've been poor before, I've hit some major speed bumps, and I think it's, I've always had a feast or famine life. I've had times of seasons of scarcity, and I know what it feels like to be like, holy shit, I think I might have to steal food today to eat. I remember one time I had $5 and my girlfriend was like, do you want cigarettes or food today? And I was like, I don't know.
Cigarettes.
I have to go with cigarettes. If I buy a pack of cigarettes, that could last us 3 days, but I could probably scrounge together a couple bucks for food tomorrow. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I never wanted to get to that point, so that's why I just save. Whether it was feast or famine, I just save.
That's me 2 days after I'm paid. I could have a $3,000 paycheck. I am dead broke by Friday.
Man, yeah, I envy you. I wish I could live so devil may care. I envy you. I wish that I had that. I am not making enough money to make those types of decisions right now. I'm in the growth mode. I'm a YouTuber, man, and I'm going it alone. I'm a full-time YouTuber. I don't have a job with a nonprofit or anything right now, and I don't want to go work at a Barnes and Noble so that I can continue doing YouTube. I want to do this for real. So I'm trying it. I'm betting on me right now, everybody. I'm betting on me, and I think I'm gonna make it. That's all. I gotta keep believing it. There's no plan B right now, except sell everything and move to New Mexico. I guess that's my plan B, which is the nuclear option. So, what's on your guys' mind other than tax season? It's so much fun. I think I want to do an ethics of taxation episode with Chip this Sunday. I think that's my plan. I texted him. with
Did you
Dracula.
pay
Yeah.
your taxes? Did you owe, or do you know?
I owed, but I did not pay. No, I did not pay. No.
So, I mean, why? I mean, I just see you're either going to accumulate debt, interest, or they're going to come after you at some point. I mean, why don't you just pay and get it over with? Not worry
Well, I
about
don't have the money is one reason, but the second reason is because the interest rate's incredibly low with the United States government. And third, what are they going to take from me? I ain't got shit in my name. There's nothing in my name.
How much could you owe? I mean, you didn't have a job most of the year, right?
I did. I had a full-time job all year.
Oh,
Yeah, I was doing YouTube and having a full-time job, and it was hard. And then I think in January, like halfway through January, I lost that job.
You should just scam the welfare state, bro. Legit, just scam. Everyone else is doing it. Well,
I should,
just
I guess.
scam the government, bro.
I'll tell you.
Just do it.
I'll tell you what happened to me last year. I filed for an extension this year. I have every year for like the past 6 years or so. And I filed for an extension last year, and yada, yada, yada. The year before, I had like nothing interest because I owed like a couple hundred or something. But last year, I owed like thousands of dollars. So the interest, when it finally hit, was a substantial amount. And I was kind of pissed that I filed for an extension and let it sit for so long. I let it sit till August 15th or what, the end of the extension. So,
Well, on the bright side,
Fucking goy.
when you set up the they set it up, they say you've got 3 years to pay, but I have a friend who set up a 10-year payment plan with the IRS, and after 5 years of making his like $50 a month payment, they just forgot about it and he stopped paying them and nothing ever happened. So maybe you're right. I don't know. Say offer $50 a month. Say you're uncollectible to the IRS. Offer $50 a month. I know there's lots of ways to do this. As long as you're giving a good faith payment, they'll let you go for a while. I'm not a big fish. You know what I mean? I'm not one of the ones they're coming after, and I don't have any shit to take. So I'm in a good position for this. I'm not recommending it for everybody, but I see Smoking Blondie saying she's not ever paying it. You have such a C without an EIN and just use your social security number. Yeah, you have a Schedule C. I have a Schedule C without an EIN and just use your social. That's what I have right now. That's what I'm doing. But I'm hoping, also I'm betting on myself on that. The idea is that, yes, I'm taking on a debt with but this is how business works, right? I've run businesses before. And the way that works is you take out a loan, you try to pay it off within 5 years, and you're betting on yourself and your ability to do business. And I'm hoping that in 5 years, my channel grows and my gaming stuff I'm doing grows and it just gets bigger. I get some sponsors, and in 5 years, this will all seem like chump change. You know what I mean? That's the idea. And every entrepreneur goes through this. I used to run a newspaper, and we took on huge debt to print because we didn't have any money. And by the third issue, we paid it all off, and we ended up going out of business still, but we ended up going out of business without debt. We didn't have to declare bankruptcy. So, if the business people could do it, I can do it. And Steve said scam the system, but like, this is the system. This is what I'm talking about, is the system. You're talking about welfare state. I don't think I'm eligible.
Well, you could just lie and say that you're a gay, lesbian, black, trans, disabled.
Is that how you get welfare in this country? What are all these white guys doing?
Would it hurt you? I don't think it would hurt you at all. Figure it out. You're a smart guy.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a liar. I've never had such a good poker face. I'm not good at lying. I get stomach ache when I lie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see me ever not paying taxes. So, like I said, like I should have just paid it off earlier. And then
What's crazy is that the government will like it needs people like you to keep it going, but then when it comes to making sure that you have a continued existence, it'll actually do the opposite of that. So it's the craziest incentive,
It truly is.
It likes all of the scamming. It loves that shit. Otherwise, it would shut it down if it didn't like it. So
yeah, they wouldn't have enough. Then they couldn't collect taxes to pay the auditors, right? So they got to have people scamming in order to pay the auditors and give the auditors something to do. So you're absolutely right. I mean, there seems to be plenty of scammers out there. I just have never been very good at that stuff. But I'm thinking about, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I maybe this will all fade away and I'll stop wanting to shit myself given a couple weeks outside of the tax season. Once tax season's over, I'll be like, I'll take a deep breath. But on the 15th, I feel sick to my. I got that text from H&R Block saying, "Oh, the IRS accepted your tax filing." Oh, great! And I just want to throw my phone out the fucking window. I was so angry when I got that text. But maybe I won't do any. Maybe it won't be a big problem anymore. The EBT thing is so divisive. They lie to us with stats. Whites get more total EBTA. Blacks have more on EBTA and percentage.
I'm so sick of that arguing over who's scamming the most. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, white people do it too. No, shut the fuck up. The spirit of the thing has been violated by all groups and races. It's obvious. So I mean, get out of my face. But
the spirit of the thing is that we should all have enough to live without having to scrounge. I guess, like, I'm gonna start going.
They never
back.
made that. No. The spirit of the thing is like no. That was never explicitly. Like, you could tell when they made these programs. It was to buy off, spend the bare minimum to get the votes, to keep the system propped up. That was it. That's like when George Bush did Medicaid Type B or Plan B or whatever, like whatever the fuck that was. That was obviously a payoff. There was no altruistic government, thought process behind unraveling these fucking systems, brother. No, that's a goddamn lie.
Some of those systems were at least in response to necessity, right? I mean, we didn't want to have Hoovervilles. I guess we're back where we have Hoovervilles, though. Like, I keep on seeing. I haven't been to LA for about, I don't know, probably it's been a few months since I've been to LA. And last time I was there, I didn't see as many tent cities. Like, they cleaned it up a lot. I guess they just killed all those homeless people. I don't know what they did with them. But all those people that were living in those tents, and they still exist. Like, in certain parts of LA, there's still these massive and San Diego as well, where it's just like they just have a colony of tents, and I can't believe that we're all just okay with this. And we have Hoovervilles, and
you paid billions of dollars to keep that going. If that's not the state encouraging it, then what is it exactly?
I mean, that's where I'm going with it is that the state is encouraging it instead of getting these people off the street and helping them. Like, if you're gonna take my money, that's the thing, right? If you're gonna take all my money and you're gonna send me a text from H&R Block saying thank you, it's like I got date raped and someone's texting me thanks for the great night. That's how I feel. I feel completely violated by the government right now. And if they're not going to do something like help the homeless, instead, no, what they're doing is we're funding the Rent-A-Cop, Israel's Rent-A-Cop organization. That's what we're doing, and it makes me sick. Until we have UBI, who cares who is scamming the system that scams us? Man, you're right, Gaia the Sage. I just don't know how to scam the system. Like, what do I do? File for welfare?
Like, attack it from every possible angle. That's how you get in. That's what you got to do.
So you just go online and spend hours on the internet trying to scam the government?
You're going to get through eventually because the defenses of the government are so weak. You're going to get something eventually, and the ROI is like, what, a few hours to fill out an application, and then they mistakenly approve you, and then there you go. You're good to go.
I guess you're right.
They don't have any checks, but they're never going to come back to you for that money. They will never figure out that they like that they're being taken advantage of. Didn't California have like double the amount of people that actually apply or exist in the state applying for unemployment benefits during COVID? And then they just borrowed all that money and paid them out?
Well, it wasn't all unemployment, unfortunately. It was a lot of payroll protection stuff, and there was a lot of corporate scamming going on. It wasn't just individuals as the problem. So you had corporations like filing saying that they had 1,000 employees. And I'll tell you what, here's it should have been a red flag, but I quit my job during COVID to open up another restaurant for a guy who wanted to open a brewery, and we're building a brewery, and I was really excited about it. And the COVID was like, it was in that weird time where we still weren't able to open, but it was like somehow we can have food for to go and that type of shit. And anyway, he told me that during the pandemic, he filed for payroll protection on a restaurant that wasn't open saying that he had like 50 employees, but
That
he
is
did not have
delicious.
50 employees. He had no employee. I think he had 2. And then there was me, and there was 3 then. But they told me this, like they're bragging, like laughing. You know, and they're maggers. They were really into Donald Trump and stuff. That was before Donald Trump. I guess it was 2019. Or no, it was 2020, late 2020. So like, you know,
All right, so that's probably that's the mild shit that they would tell other people about. You know what I mean? Like they're doing worse shit. Yeah,
yeah, people like that, they're probably doing way worse shit for sure. Yeah.
yeah. And
But
so we're the
that guy,
mugs.
but that guy, he had every scam figured out. He told me that when he was in college, his dad, like, he knew that he could make money if he just rode an airplane to Japan and then got back on an airplane and came back because the points on the plane got him some kind of points on his credit card, and he didn't want to go to Japan. He just took a plane to Japan and then took it right back the same day. And I'm like, was it worth it? He's like, yeah, I made all this money. I mean, it was like 20 hours worth of work, but I made all this money. And I was like, dude, that's just, I don't
No,
want to do that.
you don't have the right mindset.
I don't have the
You just
scammer
don't.
mindset. I should
You don't.
learn.
Yeah, that's why you're poor.
That's why I'm poor. Yes,
That's
you're
why
right.
you're poor.
I should scam better. I should learn how to scam people better. Yeah,
For real.
and the government especially. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I turned in over 100 people scamming for payroll protection plan. Awesome, smoking blondie. Good for you. The PPP was why California had like so many. There was all this payroll protection for people that didn't exist. The Lakers got caught doing it. The fucking Lakers got caught in a payroll protection plan.
They still haven't paid that money back either.
No. The Lakers, the billion-dollar company, the Lakers. It was just a cash grab, dude. And California was particularly ripe for it because we have a lot of businesses here, you know. We got a lot of people who's paying attention. We don't have enough people to police that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're not a real American unless you're scamming. So, in many ways, the Somalians that come across, they get on the welfare, and I think that they're more.
They're the
They
ones that got
deserve
it
it
figured
more.
out.
I legitimately think that they have more of a right to America than like
Should I
a
ask-
plumber named Bob.
Should I ask ChatGPT, how can I scam the government so I don't have to go to work and I can make my YouTube business runway longer?
Yeah, run that through Grox. Yeah, it'll finger wave it. You shouldn't do that.
Don't
How much
do that.
does the
But
government?
here's how to do it if I were to do it. Imagine I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about a character who. How would you do it? How would this character do that in this fictional setting? Yeah. I it's scary to me that this is how it's scary to me because one thing I know about myself, I would feel like my belly was rusted through. I would feel like I had a hole in my stomach if I did this type of shit all the time. And I also, like, I understand fudging numbers on your tax forms and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But like what you're saying, like totally defrauding the government, I would be sick to my stomach every day.
You'd be like Donald Trump. How does that happen?
Because he has no shame and no guilt. That's the problem with people like Donald Trump. They're sociopaths.
The only people propping this shit up is people like, you and me. But I have no shame about like the tax situation that I'm in. Like, if you want that money, take it. Why are you allowing me to work without taking it? I would work for businesses that took the tax out, and I never applied for that money back, even though I should have gotten it back. Like, if you take it from me, why are you giving it back? That's just an admission that you should have never taken it to begin with.
That was an interest-free loan that the government because the government gets a huge interest-free loan from the American people every year, and they count on it. So when they give you your money back, imagine they had a 12-month. Essentially, I mean, I know the way it works. You're paying every paycheck, so it's not a whole. But they basically had a 12-month interest-free loan from the people, and so that's a huge loan. If you could take out a huge loan like that and not pay any interest on it. Like, if you could borrow $1 million and not pay interest like Donald Trump did when his father gave him a small loan, interest-free $1 million, you do it. And so that's what they're doing.
Well, isn't that what they do whenever the government sends money out to banks? They'll, even if they have that money for like 13 seconds, they'll make a 10-second bet in the market and then keep whatever they get.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
so
the people forget that that's what the bank does. The bank takes your money and gives you a 1 or 2% interest on it, right? If you're lucky. A lot of people are out there just having the bank hold their money and they're not getting shit. They're paying the fucking bank. But on a big savings account, you get like 1 or 2% back. Meanwhile, the bank is turning around and loaning it to other people. They're lending that money out at a 10% interest rate. And in the interim, in the seconds and minutes between those transfers, they're playing the market on that same money. And if they lose, the taxpayer covers the fucking the loss.
yeah,
It's
or they'll
brilliant.
get another transfusion later on. They can cook the books
Yes.
and like make their losses. Like they still have the asset, even though it's worth less. They still have the asset. So you know,
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. The money was based on how many employees you had divided by your income. Later on, yeah, like you said, it wasn't monitored in the beginning. America got fleeced. And they're like, well, how did all this money end up and that was Donald Trump's fucking thing, by the way. Donald Trump, that was his fumble. And they blamed the inflation on the next administration. It's stupid. Like they've infused the entire economy with a shitload of free money that went unaccounted for. And we had inflation. Shocking. What a shock. They could have just given it directly to the people because they proved that they can give it directly to the people. They gave us all what was like a $1,700 check or something. Why didn't they give us all a $50,000 check instead of giving it to the bosses? That would make sense. If you're a fraudster, you will suffer from a hole in your soul. Some people, Farmer John, you say that, but you know what? Donald Trump doesn't seem to have I envy those guys that have no soul. I envy them. I wish I didn't have it, honestly.
Epstein went to jail having had sex with probably thousands of children, eating the finest meals. He lived like Caligula times 1,000. He died, and no justice. There's no paying that back.
No,
So,
he's probably
he's
still
full of
alive.
shit.
That's the
May
thing.
well
Like
be.
I wish that I didn't. I wish I didn't have whatever it is in my soul that keeps me from doing horrible things. But I do. I can't do it. I can't even. I've never been a good poker player. I can't lie very well, and I just can't. When I was in management, I always met managers that were on the take or stealing or defrauding somebody. And it's like, oh, I couldn't do it, man. It's like a fox in the hen house. And it happens to a lot of businesses, especially in food and beverage, where they make somebody that shouldn't be a manager, and that person has keys to the safe. It happens all the time. They start gambling with that money. It's not their money, they do shit that they shouldn't be doing. I could never. That's one thing, man, I could never do. Steal from the employer, steal from my employees and shit. People scamming like that, couldn't do it. No. But I read the Sermon of the Mount and it sucked. You read it? Sermon on the Mount, it sucked? Why did it suck, Parallelish? Why did you think it sucked? Come on the show and tell me. morningsky.live/PYB. Yeah. Today's menu is the USA a democracy? Or if our workplace isn't, why is animal-free living necessary? Should Trump be tried as an adult? Does the news serve power or the people? Which race is the most violent? Those are the questions, the inconvenient questions today. Contradictions and bad advices. Wow, says Parallelish.
Well, I did call in for a reason today, not just to chill.
Lay it on me.
So remember we were talking last week about the Virginia redistricting?
Yes.
So I got in a 3-hour conversation late last night with one of my Democrat friends.
Uh-oh.
And I basically stonewalled for the whole 3 hours, saying all the stuff that you generally say. Democrats is one, same party kind of thing.
The unitard party.
And I think at the very end, he kind of convinced me to actually vote yes for the redistricting. And I'm still on the fence. I'm still thinking about it. But I guess the point was, there is one party that is like ripping families apart and like killing protesters in the street
Yeah,
and not following through with due process of law for the immigration. And, who knows if the Democrats would have started the war with Iran or not. But
I don't know. I think on that one, man, hold on. Let me stop for just pause for a second.
well, that wasn't the main one, but that was just kind of
I mean,
extra
if
little
Kamala Harris were president right now, I don't think we would have been at war with Iran. I find that, yeah, okay. Just, I gotta say that, yeah.
I mean, it could go either way, but let's just assume it didn't, right? So
we'd still be up to some fuckery someplace killing people for sure. But yeah, okay.
So, and the point is, they don't care about the law. They don't care about redistricting. They don't care about changing voting, ID laws and stuff like that. So if they're going to do all this fuckery,
yeah,
then, there is one part. Diet Coke is better than Coke, I guess. It's so
it gives you you might not get diabetes, I guess if here's the thing, like if you told me Diet Coke and you said, okay, but you're allergic to aspartame, I'd be like, yeah, I need to stop Diet Coke immediately, right? And I need to switch to Coke. Even though Coke's still going to poison me in other ways, maybe I got to stop my aspartame intake because I found out I was allergic to it or whatever. Sure. And I guess the question is, I think it's a unitard party, and I think that we don't get real change on the main issues that I like to think are the ones that will change our lives. But if you have a gushing wound, put the Band-Aid on. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Like if you've got gangrene in your leg, cut the fucking leg off. Yeah, it sucks. We need to do something drastic right now. And I don't think this is really drastic, these redistricting. It kind of sucks. It tastes bad in my mouth because it seems I just don't I don't like, we've talked about it before. I don't like the idea of redistricting.
Like how bad is the situation with the deportations? Like there's only been a handful of actual removals. So like
that's true too.
The
Even
problem is like 2% less bad. Okay, big fucking deal. Get a grip. 2 people got shot. How many people fucking got killed running from the cops?
It's true. It's true that they're not deporting as many people as Barack Obama did in his time, right? But they are killing a lot more migrants. You said they shot 2 citizens, but they didn't just shoot; they killed 2 publicly. A bunch more have been shot. A bunch of citizens have been shot. In the first year, there were 25 shootouts with federal agents. It's the highest in history. So, like, I mean, it's not just we have 2 famous cases where they literally got shot in the face on camera. So we tend to talk about those guys, right? You also have, Greg Bovino with his full-on Nazi regalia marching through the streets. It's creepy. I don't like it. Maybe it's just symbolic, and maybe it's just vibes. Hey, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, what's worse? Is it like the people that fucking celebrated their deaths, or that 2 people died? Like 100,000 people are going to die from lung cancer this year. But
yeah,
these
but
2 people that you saw.
Yeah, it's true. But the lung cancer isn't like actively being done against me, right?
Plus, we try to eliminate lung cancer.
That's
it's
true.
Not
we
like
do.
we want it to stick around, and we keep.
Yeah, let's really get that wedge in there for these 2 deaths.
Who's voting for lung cancer there?
Yeah,
we
it's your right to get lung cancer.
We do try to stop lung cancer, right? We try to research lung cancer. You're right, all that stuff. So I guess, like, are there desperate times? I think so. We're at war with Iran. The immigration thing is not going. Even if you're pro deportation, it's not going the way it's supposed to be going. Even if you're against it, it's not going the way it's supposed to be going. You basically have the worst of both worlds instead of, we'll just have to stomach the Republicans for 4 years, which is the way it used to be, by the way, everybody. It used to be if you were a Democrat, you stomached the Republicans, and you're like, they can't fuck it up too badly. We got these checks and balances, right? But that's not the way it looks anymore. They're literally arguing about birthright citizenship and shit. Like, things that are fundamental to our country that we wouldn't be having those conversations.
How is that fundamental to the country? When the country was constructed, a Chinese woman couldn't be 8 months pregnant, come here for a month, pop out a baby, and make a citizen. You're insane.
Actually, they could.
I'm pretty sure it is like that.
Actually, they could. You came to this country, and popped out a baby.
Right.
And you became,
okay, copy, understood. China
There were
had
no
airplanes
they
in
didn't,
the
it's not about-
17.
It's not
Copy.
airplanes. If you came to this country, that's how everybody became citizens. People
Yeah.
arrived
That's why
and they
you're a
had
citizen.
babies.
She
Yeah.
arrives, has the baby in a fucking California hospital, gets the birth certificate, flies back home, raises the kid as a Chinese national. It's a citizen. It gets to come here, go to school without any extra, undue bullshit for non-citizens. Becomes a spy for China because why? Well, why the fuck not? And
I
then
mean,
what? We're just supposed to
the
eat it?
lady goes back to China, they would probably change the citizenship. It's not that
Maybe.
big of a
Well,
deal.
that's
No.
neither. That doesn't matter though. But what Steve just described, what you're describing is something that I hope that my $1 trillion I gave to the military can help ameliorate. If we're having super spies, if that's really what's happening, and we've got this group of Manchurian candidates who are having babies in advance, like there's some massive plan to come to America, have babies,
Well, you're going to
make them
stick
citizens,
on the
bring
part
them back
where
to
it's a
China.
spy. Okay.
You said that
Fantastic.
I would bring them back to China and raise them as Chinese so they could come back in 18 years to be. That's a level of planning. I hope that I pay $1 trillion a year to the military. They can take care of some of the things that you're worried about in that hypothetical
No.
scenario.
The moment the moment you start making decisions based on the realities of race, you get called racist and you get shut down in the courts.
I did not call you a
It is
racist.
dumb.
No, I'm talking about the system.
Okay, so birthright citizenship. If there are these scammers that you're talking about, it sounds a lot like these fringe cases that we're gonna go throw the baby out with the bathwater over and over again. Where did this feeling come up? Where all of a sudden we find some fringe case of a welfare queen or a fucking.
You won't let me even have my country should have borders. Why the fuck would I not fight you? Where I'm obviously in like the most superior, the moral superior spot.
I have no power. The country clearly has borders. We kill people about it. Like, what do you mean? Just because my personal belief is that borders are bullshit, and I find it a personal affront to my liberty because we're rationing liberty based on birthplace. I think it's bullshit and it's fucking unethical. That doesn't mean that doesn't exist. We have borders. We have a wars fought over these borders, and we have fringe cases where maybe some Chinese person came with the forethought of having a baby that in 18 years they'll be able to send to university here if they have the baby in America instead of China. Fine. Then fucking come up with a system that tries to mitigate that. But I find that even spending $1 to fight it would be $1 wasted because it probably happens very infrequently.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It still happened at least one time. If it happens one time, it's an exploitation in the system that has to be changed. So therefore,
I love this. It happens one time, and how many times are you okay with? All right. Well, I mean, we have a president who's a fucking pedophile. How many times? If he wasn't mentioned that often in the Epstein files, he was mentioned 1,000,000 times. But why are you okay with even one time anybody being mentioned in the Epstein files?
Well, I would wring his neck if he was before me,
people.
but unfortunately, he's not.
I know, but like this idea that like this is not a fringe. We have all of these glaring cases that are actual problems, and it seems to be that you'll cherry pick really kind of extreme fringe cases to support a plan to get rid of birthright citizenship, which will impoverish and disenfranchise millions.
Here's what I have. It's just another distraction. It's just another distraction after DEI, everything. It's just another distraction. They don't care. I mean, if they want to get rid of it, no, you don't. You didn't care a month ago. You care now because they brought it up. That's how it works.
Well, birthright citizenship, to be fair, was
Every
one of the
time
first
Scott
executive
put
orders
this
this
forward,
guy did.
I have been very consistent on my rhetoric on this. So.
One of the first executive orders he did was about birthright citizenship, and we all kind of rolled our eyes. What do I think? Yeah, I mean, you've been consistent, but I think that like you're making I think kind of bad faith arguments when it comes to this because you bring up these it's like arguing with a vegan talking about, well, what if an alien came down and like, I don't like these bullshit hypotheticals. I'm allergic to them because we have real world examples.
Let's give him a really hard one. What if a blonde-haired, blue-eyed German came over here for one day and had a baby? Well, if it's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed German.
No. I don't even like the idea that like my ancestors were foreigners. I hate them for that. So no.
I mean, how do you get citizenship?
Like,
what is the other option?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
Yeah,
it'll be like so a baby born over
like
here,
instead of just handing it the fuck out,
military
instead of
service.
handing it out to whoever fucking decides to just, you know what, I'm gonna be you now, and I'm gonna go and live amongst you.
Yeah, it'll be like Starship Troopers. Service in the military guarantees citizenship. You could buy it. You could buy citizenship. That's how it will be. You realize that. That is
I have
the
a
answer.
friend named Leo who came here for about a year and a half, right? Was that motherfucker an American? He's a Peruvian. He came over here to work. Tell me, is he more American than any like me? Are you out of your fucking mind to even suggest that?
What is more American?
What
Weird. Is there
American?
a spectrum of? Is there a spectrum?
If we handed him,
They're just
a
borders, dude.
citizenship, it's just borders, dude. I know exactly what kind of person Leo is. I love him to death, but he's not like me. He's not like you. He's not like Sky. He's very different.
Who
He's
cares?
Peruvian.
Who cares?
He's got
He
a
gives
barrel
no
chest.
fucks.
He
Look, I
he
had
doesn't
him in
get
a
out
truck.
of breath.
No,
He's
he
not out
makes
of breath
better
at a high
burritos.
altitude.
So he makes.
I had him. That motherfucker watched Telemundo on his phone. We drove 50,000 miles together in the truck. Unfortunately, he wouldn't let me hit, so he had to get the fuck out of the truck. But
Yeah.
he didn't give the slightest fuck about the beauty, the natural beauty, the culture, the people. No, he's still a fucking Peruvian, even if we slap the citizen label on his forehead. Shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand Leo.
Well, he could. I don't know Leo, but he'll be drafted if he becomes a citizen.
I mean,
Hold on.
was this a baby that you picked up? Was this a baby?
Yeah,
This
no.
is my bro Leo. This is my COD bro Leo.
So he was a baby. You picked up a baby who just got
A little baby?
birthright
No, he's
citizenship.
growing.
A
There's
little
2
baby.
kids.
All right, I gotta comment.
he's
I have an
American.
issue
That's
with
what it
borders open borders because China and Russia, or virtually every other country, closely guards their borders, their country's sovereignty. Why should the U.S. be the sandbox? Well, a couple things. U.S. is different than those other countries. U.S. is a different thing. We have a different culture. We have always had a more open idea of this, especially since World War II, when we sent a bunch of Jews to their death by turning away their boats after they were fleeing fascism. So we've had this asylum process and things like that. When that's U.S. exceptionalism. That's what makes us special. But also, the border has never been open. You have an issue with open borders.
God.
The border has never been open. It's not real. That's a fucking propaganda. The border has never been open.
Okay,
But it should be. But it should be.
Okay. No, but it should be. Okay. It was never. Yeah. Okay. Hitler did nothing wrong. Yeah. Got you. Okay.
What are you talking about? Hitler did nothing wrong. What are you saying?
What are you saying? It's like there's no. Yeah, I have seen these fucking stupid fucking arguments leftists like to create before. They say that
I've never heard
illegal.
someone say. I hear every time I see someone say open borders, everyone just nods. Yeah, open border is bad, but the border has never been open. I crossed
That
the
is
fucking
insane.
border.
What problems are actually happening by birthright citizenship? What problems are happening?
We're diluting our vote by people who are there's people coming here diluting our fucking our vote.
Our vote.
Yeah.
So they can't vote for the people who represent them in America either.
Is there a fucking difference between how they vote and what they want from our fucking
I don't know,
system?
man.
Who
You
cares?
only get 2 choices, and they're both the same. Who gives a shit who can vote at this point? You vote for one, you vote for the other. Your vote, both doors lead to the gas chamber. It's just a door. It's a bullshit choice. What do you
Diluting
care?
your vote. I mean, you're really saying diluting the white man vote. That's what you're saying.
What
And it's
Okay, well, what's so wrong with white people having
Most
a vote?
people
and a
don't
voice?
vote.
Exactly.
They don't vote. I mean, I guess if you said that all white people went out, if white people went out and voted, and they were like, well, you know, we're really jealous of our vote. We don't want to give it up so easily. But they all take it for granted. They don't fucking vote. They don't vote in the primary. They don't vote.
Well, they're not awake to the fucking propaganda. They're not awake to the attack. They think it's a good thing that there's all these people coming here with these different tendencies that they like to vote for.
Then I guess they deserve what's coming to them, fucking sleeping bastards. I mean, wake them up. I mean, that's the thing. Wake up and vote. You know how to not dilute your vote? You vote. You're still outnumbered. No matter what happens in the next 30 years, white people will still be the largest voting bloc. So if you really gave a shit, convince them to vote.
And was this Peruvian
every time
guy nice?
they
I mean, was the Peruvian guy nice?
Yeah, he's
Was
my
he nice?
brother. He's literally my brother.
Okay,
Like I would kill
if
for
he's
him.
Don't talk shit on him.
He cut out. Hey,
Yeah,
say it again.
No, he's out. He's
You
not.
fuck.
Sorry.
I wanted to hear his question. Like,
But
don't
you
talk
want to say
shit
something
about
back to
Leo.
me before you talk to Leo?
No, I lost my train of thought. I think in terms of like
No, well, I
linear
said
thought
if
process
you
and
care
logic.
if you care about the white vote, then convince white people to vote. Problem
Hey, man, come
solved.
on.
One. Are you here? One? Oh, I heard him talk.
Did you turn your fan off, Rowan? Did we lose you?
No, I can't hear you. But I can hear you. But can you hear us?
I saw you spinning for a second, so I couldn't hear anything. So,
Oh, I think you dropped out. I could still hear Steve, but not you. I think you were the one that dropped out.
gotcha.
But let's see. John Anthony in the chat. Over borders, I'm on the fence. There's arguments both ways. One thing I will say, be careful what you wish for. Lots of people on this planet want to harm the United States and don't really care how. Why do they want to harm the United States is a better question. They want to harm the United States. They want to harm us because we're rich. They want to harm us in retaliation. People don't just wake up hating America. They wake up and bombs fall from the sky and kill their cousin. They kill their sister Nell. And then they're like, oh,
Well,
who
give me
dropped that
one.
bomb?
Give me one guy. Let's just give me this guy here. He's a Somali immigrant, right? And I hate to shit on the Somalis endlessly. Everybody does this, right? We're gonna take a Somali immigrant born in Somali, whatever. He's just right. He comes here, he gets on the welfare, he buys a fucking Bentley or whatever. He's scamming the fuck out of it. He doesn't have hate in his heart for the system. He just sees us as marks.
I think there's probably some of that, right? And hopefully, what's funny though is that our welfare system sucks and it's hard, and it's not like it's up for grab. I remember I've never accepted unemployment, but one time I tried to get on unemployment. And it sucked. They asked me all these questions. They called me. They talked to my former employer, and the employer had all these excuses why I don't deserve it. And they're like, well, you're going to get it. You just have to now do this extra paperwork now. And it's like, man, you guys are giving me all this shit just to get a couple, like, what is it, 30% of what I was making? That's not even enough to live on. So what do you think these guys are coming here for, to get us this amazing welfare system? Barking up the wrong tree, motherfucker. Go to Norway. Go to Norway where you can get a better. It sucks.
What do you talk? Compare it to what the fucking dirt farmer I just created. Compare it to what he was living like before. It's obviously a tremendous benefit.
Well, it's a benefit
even if it is crumbs.
If he could get a job. And what happens instead, he ends up applying for these other programs because his job, the only thing he could get here is like dishwasher or something under the table. So he's applying for other programs with his free time.
The point is Steve doesn't want birthright citizenship, but he doesn't have an answer for what he actually wants.
No, I think I think I've been logically consistent. I don't understand.
So how do you get citizenship? What do you do?
Like, you're born here, and then we have like a rule on how many people can come here.
If we get rid of it, what is your solution? What is the solution?
Well, obviously, the people that are born here get it eventually at some point, right?
Eventually, but how though?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
if you get rid of birthright citizenship, what replaces it? That's the question.
We have other things. We have other ways to create citizens. So
tell me anything.
Is that the only way we can make citizens?
You just get angry at a problem that doesn't exist, and you don't even have.
No, I'm asking you a question. How many other ways do we create citizens? Exactly.
You're the one who wants to change it. Tell me how you want to change it.
Okay, so there are a few ways to become a citizen. There's only a few legal ways to become citizen of this country.
Don't give him the answer. I want to hear. I want to hear.
Well, I can't Google it.
Well, okay. So what? But what do you think should replace it?
You want to get rid of stuff, but you don't have any idea how to. Fix it.
You're trying to get me to make policy. I'm not a policy creator. I'm talking about morality.
You want to tear down the current policy, but you don't have other.
Because it is immoral.
What's immoral?
You don't have another example. So how can you?
I know what is moral. I know what is moral of the situation. You can't tell me I don't. Tell me I don't know what morality is.
People being born on soil is immoral. People being born on soil is immoral.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you're saying here.
Okay.
That's
listen.
Birthright citizenship. That's birthright citizenship.
I don't know why you think birthright citizenship is immoral. That's a pretty crazy claim, dude. Like, I don't know how that would be immoral.
I told you how it could be abused.
Oh, it can be abused. It might be abused. That might happen sometimes. I know that there's always it used to be your Chinese story is an interesting one because that's the new narrative. The old narrative used to be a Mexican could swim across the river, come over here and somehow do it while pregnant, which is fucking I think we want that strong stock in our gene pool if that's the case, but that she's going to somehow 9 months pregnant swim across the Rio Grande, fight the currents, come across the border and have a baby in Texas. That was the old narrative. Growing up, that's what they always said, why birthright citizenship isn't good. The truth is conservatives have been working on trying to abolish birthright citizenship for a very long time, and Donald Trump thinks he could do it through executive order, which he cannot. So I don't know. I feel like the Supreme Court's gonna fucking slap his dick on this one, and I'm here for it because he appointed most of these assholes. They'll take away a woman's right to vote. Oh, I'm sorry, a woman's right to get medical care. They'll take away gays' rights to get married, but I don't think they're going to take away a birthright citizenship.
At the current situation, though, a family could come across the border, get their asylum claim processed and thrown into the court system. It would take 5, 6, 7, 8 years to get that shit run through the courts entirely.
It takes between 3 and 5 years.
She could pop out a kid. She could pop out a kid within that time frame, and that doesn't seem so extreme. That seems like exactly what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, that is closer to the reality. When people come in for the asylum because we haven't built an infrastructure to handle the asylum seekers, because we've created that problem too, right? By not having legal ways to come into this country, not having visas for them to work here, not having systems in place, or having a court system that's robust enough to actually process this wave of people coming in for asylum. So you're right. What we do, we put them on a waiting list. We give them the right to work, but they don't have all the rights of a citizen. They're in this weird limbo state, but what they do have is the ability to have sex, and they can have babies, and once that baby's born, it doesn't even matter if they get asylum at that point. They just have to lay low and stay out of trouble for 18 years, because I think maybe actually 19 or 20 years, and once that baby's grown up, they can sponsor their parents to become citizens. So that is an issue, but I wouldn't call that immoral. That is Americanism, if you think about it. Most people who came from Europe into this country came fleeing something and came as brave individuals looking for some kind of new life. They got here, they stayed here long enough, they had babies, and they became citizens. That sounds like a paper-trailed way of doing it the way we've always done it.
Okay, but run that at the scale of millions upon millions of people. Come on.
It is a little scary that we're talking about larger groups now. I'll be honest with you, but that again is caused by
more tax money. Who cares?
I care a little
Eventually.
bit because it does change so quickly. You'll have violence. People don't take well to like mad sea changes like that, where a white neighborhood all of a sudden.
China has 1 billion people. And the country's about the same size as America.
And so. China has race wars, a lot, like, not wars, but they have racial conflict, because when large groups of people move, like when they dammed the Yangtze River, they displaced, I think it was like millions of people. You'll have to look up how many, but it was millions, I think, people that were displaced because they dammed up the Yangtze. And a lot of those people were like tribal, like really kind of like disconnected folk, you know, and they just moved them because of the Communist Party. They just moved them into cities, and it fucked people up, man. People got killed. People didn't accept all these weirdos from the forest that they just got displaced because their home is underwater now.
All right, let's not talk about something that's 25 years old or older than that. I mean,
the same thing happened with black people. Then when the poor black people that came north from the south. So the same thing happened. There was exactly the same thing.
When you have mass migration, bad things can happen. And so you're right. The trickle is not happening. Now it seems like a flood. But I would argue that's American foreign policy causing it. That's American climate policy causing that. We're fucking up other people's countries by installing dictators, by bombing them, by starving them, by doing all sorts of shit that we're doing. And then we're surprised that they come here where we hoarded all their money. We took all their money, and now it's here. And of course the people are going to follow the cheese. We stole their cheese.
That's not to say that those countries where they're coming from don't have a massive incentive to push them out, as it alleviates all of the political problems. It's a release valve for the political corruption, and remittances, which are fucking massive, multiple hundreds of billions of dollars every year for their economy. So there's a push and a pull.
Yeah, of course, but the reason why they can't support their own demographic, their own folk, is because American foreign policy is impoverishing the nations that you're talking about. Somalia was fucked. We bombed the shit out of them, and then we didn't help them. They lost their number one export was bananas back when we were bombing them. What's their number one
All right,
export
we're getting
now?
off topic
Nothing.
again.
It's not off topic. Somalia is on topic. Like we're upset. We're upset that we are imported a bunch of Somalis because Americans don't want to work in chicken slaughterhouses. So we import the Somalis. We don't help the country of Somalia, not really. And so now what do? They become pirates, and then we blame them for becoming pirates. We blame them for leaving Somalia. If someone bombed the shit out of this country, I would fucking leave. If there was a nuclear bomb dropped in LA and I had a 1% chance of surviving, I would fucking move south as quickly as possible. You know?
Oh. Well, I mean, okay, well, we're still not addressing the fact that they like to make little enclaves and they're not really integrating.
What do you think would happen?
Who cares?
But
Who
Steve,
cares?
what would happen? What do you think would happen? What would happen if?
Why?
What do you think would happen if the same thing happened here? If Americans were pushed out of America and we had to leave, we would go to someplace like Mexico or Canada. We'd probably find more Americans because that's who we get along with. That's who looks like us and talks like us. And we would form little enclaves and shit. That's
what argument would we have if they closed the borders to us because we're fucking the shit up? None. We would have no argument. We would sit here and piss and moan, but eventually we're going to have to be like, you know what? We nuked America. We're going to have to fix it.
We
were talking about birthright citizenship, so they were already here. They got past the border. So
Mexico City has how many fucking demonstrations of Mexicans in Mexico City saying that white people are coming in and fucking their shit up?
You're right. A lot of Americans are leaving to Mexico, and Mexicans aren't really happy about it this time because Americans will go there and start little enclaves, and the Mexicans get pissed because it drives up their home prices. You're right. That is actually happening. But I'm talking about if America got bombed by Mexico and we left and went to Mexico because they didn't have a bunch of radiation, it'd be Mexico's fault that we're here. And that's what's happening. We're bombing all these countries all over the world. We're ensuring that they can't have a fair shake at the economic table. And then we're surprised that their people, instead of starving, want to come here where the money is. We stole their money. It's here. And they're coming home to roost.
And we're fucking giving it to them. I mean, come on. We're just handing it out.
The one is saying it's ancient.
They die.
It's not ancient history. Like we're literally dealing with Somalis today in this country because of what we did during Clinton years. That's what's happening right now. Don't fucking get it twisted that just like all these Somalis rained out of the sky. They fucking came here. They've been here for a while. It's getting kind of scary because some of them are entering politics and getting a little taste of power. A lot of them, you even have ones that have organized. You have organized crime that are Somali.
That's scary. That's how politics works.
That's how America works. That's the same shit the Italians did. The Italians came here. They came here poor and hungry. They started organizing. They had a little mafia where they scammed people and did the thing. They also got into politics and entertainment, just like the Somalis are doing. Same shit. Sports, entertainment, mafia, politics.
We never say no. Like at some point, we just don't. We just like, oh, we're just gonna let it happen. Well, because if we just say anything, it's racism. Yeah, well, obviously you're never gonna have power, so that's good. Keep that up. I think
racism. It's racism. The second you say it's okay for the Italians, but it's not okay for the Somalis, that's racism. It's not racist to talk about this. I don't think that what I'm saying is racist, Steve. I'm talking about it. Oh, he's gone. Now he's gone. Are you with me, one?
Well, back to Virginia. So what do you think about my change of heart on that?
I kind of saw it coming, to be honest. I've been thinking about you after talking with you about it, and I read a little bit more about it. I feel like we're back to where we talked the first time we talked about the redistricting of Virginia.
Right.
I am just as unsettled by it and uncomfortable with it, but I feel like I'm being held hostage. I was held hostage in California. You're being held hostage in Virginia. It's almost the identical scenario.
Right.
And the question is, well, what the fuck do I do? Like, I really fucking hate the current regime in America. I hate it. I want to neuter it. Can I get rid of the regime? No. Can I cut its balls off? Maybe. And that's enough for me in 2026. I guess that's what I got to settle for. Until everyone agrees with me that we need guillotines, I guess the best I can do is cut the nuts off of the maggers.
I think
the best you can do is bend the fucking knee to brown people. Okay.
I think the
Fantastic.
thing for me is that the Republican Congress is doing nothing to show any,
Yes, because they
non-backing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm telling you, the Congress,
They're just lockstep.
because Congress serves the party, not the people. They're supposed to be our representatives, but they aren't. They're serving their party, and it's fucking a corrupt, disgusting system. I hate the Democrats as much as I do Republicans. Like, guys, if anybody's just tuning in, that's kind of my whole shtick. I think they're the unitard party. I don't like either. A pox on both their houses. But when it comes to realpolitik and the lay of the land, we got to make fucking decisions. And those decisions, when it comes up and you're held hostage and someone puts a gun to your head and says, hey, you can vote for this redistricting and it'll cut the nuts off the maggers for a second. It's not going to do much to help Democrats do anything worthwhile. But it'll slow down the march toward fascism, maybe. All right, fine. Fucking give me the pen. You know, they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. They got, people always forget that the offer
Just making shit worse. You just
the offer, yeah, but the offer that the guy couldn't refuse, the band leader, is that it was sign the paper or get your brains on the paper. Put your signature on the paper or your brains.
Right. Yeah,
and that's where I'm at. I'm at the signature or brains scenario.
The thing is, the Republicans did it first. Like, they could have not started it. So
I mean, they did do it first, but at the end of the day, it's still a disgusting display of it's an erosion of democratic values. And
yes,
yeah, I mean, there's no way. And the only thing that I could say is that, well, in 5 more years, we're going to have to do it all over again. Don't forget, in 5 more years, there's going to be a census, and we're going to redistrict the whole country. So anything you vote for today is only going to last 5 years when it comes to these redistricting bullshit things. So, great. You know what I mean? 5 years. If it buys us 5 years of no more getting... I don't know. If it buys us 5 years, cool, I guess.
I want you to make predictions based on like what you think is the benefit of it, and then see if your predictions match up with the reality of what actually happens in these areas where white people are basically forced out politically.
Why do you think white people are not underrepresented in Congress? Where do you think they're being forced out politically?
California, Maine, and my friends, Virginia.
It's representational.
White people should.
It's representational. Who cares?
Yeah, okay, but nobody. Yeah, but the most white people didn't consent to their country becoming a fucking diverse hellhole.
I mean, Sky is right. What percentage of the Congress is white?
Most of them are still white men.
Probably 95%, and they're mostly men.
Is it going to be better when it's 90% black or 90% Hispanic? I don't think so.
Maybe it will.
Are we going to be a lot? Maybe let's roll those dice. Let's go find some examples. Yeah, you could just move to the fucking.
If you're saying, is it going to be better than it is now? I'll roll those dice 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's not going to be that great when you don't have any ability to change it back. So, I would.
How can it be worse? How can it be
okay,
worse?
so it's 74%. 74% of Congress is white. I mean, you can't make these are 74%, dude, and all the other races make up the other 26%. I've got breakdowns, but it's kind of boring once you.
Why is it always race?
They are captured because they are captured by an ideology that is destroying us.
And that's
they are captured.
Pew Research Center, Pew Research, a well-respected third party.
I bet you love rap music, don't you?
No, I think it's cringe.
Here we go. Built off the brown and digital. Yeah, the United States is built off of brown and indigenous people. That's true. I mean, that's
total bullshit. Okay, okay.
Well, I mean, you could build. Who built the railroads? Who built the White House? Who built? I mean, these are
built off of everybody. So
that's ridiculous. That's absurd. That's like saying like a few black females that did a little bit of math for a little bit of shorthand math for NASA putting it on the moon. Get the fuck out of my face.
They were an important part of a larger.
They were a tiny fraction, and they could have the job that they did was not like benefited or hurt by their race. So it's basically just propaganda.
We don't even have to use the word race. They're just people, okay?
Hold on. So
No.
Can I get back to the thing about Congress, please? We're getting off to We're talking about NASA space program, for God's sake. We're gonna
just
on
bringing
flat Earth
up
here next. Let me ask you. Do you think where are we going with the Congress? That you said that white people need to be afraid that they're being pushed out politically. You asked me for a prediction, and I like the prediction idea, but I don't know your scenario. Like you're asking me for a prediction, and I love predictions because I usually get them. I usually get pretty far with the predictions. So we have another person coming in, Smoking Blondie. I'm adding you to the stage, but why don't you tell me what your scenario is before I bring her on?
Bring her on. I want to see who that is because she's been saying that she wants to come in for a while. Yeah,
I'll
just give her the floor.
It's been good talking. I'll let her take over.
Yeah, give her the floor.
Give her the floor.
See you guys.
Bye. Thanks for calling in, man. Good luck with the Virginia thing.
Thank you.
All right, Smoking Blondie. Do you want your camera on or off? You can turn your camera on or off. It's up to you. I always give people the option because your camera's on, but you can always turn it off if you don't want to. You don't mind? Just give me a thumbs up when you say you're ready. All right, thumbs up. Here we go. Ready to rock and roll. How you doing, Smoking Blondie?
I'm good. How are you?
Smoking. Fabulous. It's been a contentious call-in show. I love it. This is what I thought it was going to be like every day when I started this shit. So I'm glad that we're having some arguments here, or some dialectic, as I like to say.
Bunch of people yelling shit they don't know about.
Well, I feel like it's good to get it all out. I like the idea that maybe we'll learn from each other and try to think things
as long as it's
laterally.
On the same level, no name calling or.
It was pretty civil, I thought. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Well, what's on your mind, Smoking Blondie? What's the deal and how you feeling?
I think that knowing that there are people who don't realize why we need new blood and immigration. We need the whole system fixed.
Yes.
There isn't going to be enough people to care for the generations behind the Gen Z when they get old. Like, we're dying out.
Well, we
don't have enough people now.
We've seen it in places like Japan and even in China when they had the one-child rule. We've seen this issue with experiments in other countries. Japan had a really strict border policy, and now all of a sudden they're having to beg people to come to their country because of exactly the issues you're talking about. But I think the other issue could be true. Let's just devil's advocate this a little bit. Like, mass migration also is a problem. And I think the issue now is not that people are so afraid of mass migration that we shut down the trickle, which was, I think, what your scenario is. Like, we need people trickling into the country so that we have new blood and new ideas, and we don't leave Einsteins on the table, and we attract people that want to work and think up new shit. But when you have 1 million show up at your door and you don't have enough toilets for everybody, you're going to be covered in shit really quickly.
For sure, that's a problem. But we also have to realize that America single-handedly caused most of the issues that are pushing these millions of people to our borders.
That's my argument.
So if we wanted to stop, keep our fucking nose out of other people's business, stop raping and ravaging their lands, stop arming their citizens to take over their governments, and then walking away. But they make more money keeping the system broken. Instead of hiring a bunch of ICE agents, they should have hired social workers and judges and lawyers.
Well, that would have been smarter, but those aren't as readily available as a bunch of idiots who can sign up for ICE, right? You have to train those people, social workers and lawyers and doctors and fucking judges and all that. Those people cost money. And what is Hate Speaker talking about? God, thank you. Sorry, if you pay money, your shit gets read. She's shilling for the corporations. God forbid they have to pay citizens a living wage. Well, I mean, that's a good argument. When you have 1 million people come up to show up at the door, it's hard to pay the people you got a living wage. But if they come in at a pace that you can handle, actually the citizens do better. They end up taking more managerial jobs. They get paid more because of their already existing skill sets. But
minimum wage in America should be $68 an hour. Minimum wage should be $68 an hour.
Yeah, it should if it followed 1966. Were you the one earlier that was talking about the statistic? And if we kept the minimum wage raising on par with inflation since 1966, it would be $68 an hour or whatever.
Just
Yeah.
Just based on what products cost and what the housing market is. That's what a living wage is. And it's still $7.25, has been since 2008.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the rent has gone up. I can't afford. I'm being priced out of everything, and I'm not making more money. I'm still living hand to mouth. It's funny, when I was making good money, I didn't realize. It's funny. My mom died, and she was like one of those people that kept tax returns for 30 years. For some reason, old people did that. I don't know why. You're right. And I'm looking through it. I'm like trying to figure out what to. Right, exactly. So I'm trying to figure out what to throw away and what to keep. So I'm going through shit, and I found one from the year I was born. No, it was the year I graduated from high school, and my father was making the same amount of money that I was making as a 40-year-old man, and I'm like, how the fuck could and I have a college degree. My father didn't have a college degree. Like he was working. What the hell? His tax return, like that. That means I'm making like 40% less than my father.
So my father died in 2019, probably COVID. We don't know. But in 1998, they bought their house. It was $56,000. This is in Indiana.
Crazy.
They put half down at the time in 1998. When Dad died in 2019, they owed $62,000 on the house.
What? How is that possible? I don't get it.
How is that possible?
They took mortgages. They took out seconds on it or something and got killed on interest?
It was those balloon payments that ruptured, the housing market and forced all those houses into foreclosure, and then forced refinancing to get payments down to where they were manageable.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me and disgusting. I couldn't believe
they got robbed by the banks.
He was a Trump supporter. Yeah, and he was a Trump supporter, and he voted for the first time for Bush on his second term. That was his first time he voted ever. And my mother did what any good MAGA wife would do, and did what I was like, why are you voting for, these people? And he tried to educate me on politics.
But Blondie, the issue to me is that, like, you're right, but that didn't start with Donald Trump, right? That started with Reagan. That started with, it started so long ago, and the Democrats haven't done anything to stop that.
Oh no, both sides are awful, dude. Like, awful. Mm-hmm. Burn both parties down. Vote on policies. Don't give it a color. Don't give it an animal. I don't trust any of them. If they take PAC money, if you've got dark money, secrets.org will tell you every dollar where it's donated to every politician in every single campaign since it's started being recorded. I've said this before, they're like NASCAR drivers, and until they wear suits to tell us who's bought and paid for them, they shouldn't get anybody's vote. And they say nothing can change. We can try at the local level. No, it's all bullshit. It's the same thing, even at the local level. It's all corrupt. All of it is. And I don't think there's a way to fix the system we have at all.
I mean, I'm getting to the same point. I mean, I think that we're all political orphans at this time, and everyone else is still like playing this cult game where they're cheering on their favorite sports team as if politics is sports, and it isn't, and it really is. There's real lives at stake. People, like, I don't know. People ask me all the time, why do you like these types of like politics and stuff? And I'm like, because there's real stakes here. It's the same as sports with real stakes, and we can actually tear it down. We can actually restart the NFL. We don't have to tear down. We could tear down the NFL, and restart it all. We could change the whole sport.
Well, there you go, getting all political, bitch. Everything's political.
Everything's political. Ralph Nader said it a long time ago that if you're not turned on to politics, politics will turn on you.
I voted for him in my first election when I turned 18.
You did?
Yes.
Ralph Nader, man. How different would the world be right now if Ralph Nader had become president? Americans know what happens with communism and socialism, etc. It's tyranny, and Trump is pro-gun. Trump is the only president in 20 years that's passed that did executive order. I think he's the only president ever that did executive order on about guns, limiting guns. Donald Trump is not good for guns rights.
Clinton did
assault rifle ban.
Yes.
And he didn't do it with the
bump stock was with Biden.
Bump stock was with Trump, actually. Trump did the bump
it?
stock thing. And Biden's legislature, they got rid of it after I think the Supreme Court ruled on it. I forget how we got rid of the bump stock ban, but there's still statewide bans on it. There's no federal ban on it anymore.
Yeah.
But did Clinton use an executive order on the assault rifle ban?
No, it was bipartisan.
Yeah, he did not use executive. It was implemented the major 1994 federal assault weapons ban. It was Congress passed. Part of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Trump doesn't want to ask for permission. He doesn't want to work with anyone. He wants to demand like a fucking dictator.
Oh, interesting. So, but Clinton did in 1998 use executive order to ban the importation of 50 types of modified semi-automatic firearms. Interesting. So he could control trade, but he couldn't control. That's an interesting way around it.
Manufacturing. He couldn't control the manufacturing, just the trade of it.
Yeah, or the sale or the possession, but he can control the import, right? But I mean, it's so weird. Our system's crazy. But I mean, Donald Trump is like, I'm a gun owner, and Donald Trump is not good for gun owners. Yeah, I think you're crazy if you don't own a gun right now. Smoking blunt, I think you're crazy if you don't.
Well, I think it's crazy to be buying in anything but ammo and firearms. Don't buy gold.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Should be buying ammo and firearms.
There was my friend sent me this. They were selling ammo really cheap up in Burbank, and that's like 90 minutes away from me. And a piece of me was like doing the math in my head about gasoline. Like, could I go up there with gasoline, buy a bunch of rounds?
Just order them online. It's cheaper, and they send you free stuff when you order so many.
Maybe I should. I don't know. Buying ammo online seems like I'm asking for trouble, to be honest. But maybe I should. Maybe you're right.
I'm already on those lists. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I'm on a list anyway. Being a gun owner in California, I'm probably already on the list. Don't buy anything, says guy at this age. I'm trying to buy as little as possible. I'm trying to buy. I'm on lockdown mode right now after this tax season. I just got, man. I know I made a joke earlier. I felt kind of bad about it when I made it, but man, I've never been raped, but I've been violated, and I've had my house broken into, and that's what it feels like. Like, it feels like I've been violated by the government. I just feel like I just got bent over and taken advantage of, and I feel horrible. I have a horrible.
And they didn't even buy you a pair of shoes.
They didn't give me anything. That's the thing. I don't get anything out of it. I don't feel safe. I don't feel like I don't feel like my house belongs to me, even though I'm the one who owns it. I don't think that anything is like. They're not delivering on what they're supposed to deliver on. And yet I'm paying out my nose.
I'm paying more this year than I have in the last 6 years combined.
Yeah, it's, oh my God. I'm getting screwed. So am I, actually. So am I. Holy shit. And I'm making less. I'm making a third of what I made when I was in management, and I'm paying more. You're right. Holy shit. This is insane.
I know.
The guy at the stage is, you own nothing, just be happy, Sky. I'm trying. I have owned nothing in the past. I'm seriously thinking about trashing everything and moving to New Mexico. I can sell this house, and I could buy a house in New Mexico of similar size and stop paying rent, and I would just have to cover tax for the rent. And the tax is way cheaper in New Mexico. So I could just do my channel.
I've never owned a home. I've been self-employed.
Do you think you ever will?
20 years. No, I don't. Not at this rate. Nope.
Jesus.
Nope. My parents had their first home when they were 28. They paid $12,000 for it. Jesus. And so my parents were born in 1957.
God. My grandparents were so poor that they had to leave Omaha because they had some bad business dealings and they left Omaha with nothing. My grandmother didn't work. Oh, she worked at Sears. She was an accountant at Sears, I guess, or like a some kind of typist at Sears. And my grandfather worked as a maintenance man at a local high school. And they had a house in L.A. and they did a room addition. They did an addition, and I can't afford a pot to piss in. Like I got a nice setup because my mom died early and I inherited a mortgage. So like I got lucky, quote unquote, when my mom died unexpectedly. So, but like fuck.
Yeah, well, I thought I was going to get lucky because my dad was an arms dealer when he died, but the system helped my mother and my sister steal everything. So I only got to walk away with half the firearm inventory. No money, no property, nothing of sentimental value, you know. But again, it's the system. It's all the same. All the same. And if you're not willing to... Oh, my God. And I didn't think it was like this at every level until I hit 40. And at 40, I mean, I always knew you couldn't trust the cops. But I thought at least the courts, you know, I thought at least the courts,
someone's looking out for me, right? Somebody must be looking out for me.
I thought at least if I wasn't a liar, a cheater, and a stealer, if I had to go after somebody for something, you know, in court, or if I didn't break the law, I would never be prosecuted for something, right? That's not true.
No.
That's not true.
Because they've already criminalized us to the point that most Americans, they walk outside their house, they're already guilty of 3 felonies. Like, have you heard about the 3 felony? Like, you're already an unconvicted felon. That's all. Like, that's how they look at us. That's how the state looks at us. We are unconvicted felons, all of us. That's why the police act the way they do towards us. But you're
them.
Yeah, and we pay them. Yeah, we pay them. Well, somebody pay. Well, the corporations pay them. I guess we pay them, sort of.
We pay their Social Security and Medicare for when they retire.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. We pay their pensions and their Medicare and shit. You're right about that. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Hey, you're a tax lady, right?
Yep.
I'm really curious because I know that creators. When I went to this creator, it wasn't a creator camp, but I went to this creator like conference.
Workshop.
Yeah, like it was a couple days in Vegas, and I have friends in Vegas, so I went out there and did the thing, sat in the room and listened to the people talk, and they had famous people talking, and they were like, if you're paying 1 penny in taxes, you're a fucking sucker. If you're a creator, you could deduct everything. You could deduct every little thing. If you talk about it on your stream, if you talk about it on your show, you can read a book. Like I read a book, I spent like $20 on that book, right? But I've talked about it several times on my show. I should be able to deduct that, shouldn't I?
Okay, so here's the problem. Yeah, go ahead and do that. If you can make the case, like I won't ever write off something for someone unless we talk through it. I do tax law lawyer on myself from across the desk, you know, and if it sounds good and they agree to it, I'll put it on there. However, when you're self-employed, if you report 0 and you don't pay any self-employment tax, there's no Social Security and Medicare being paid in for you.
Oh.
So when you're on a W-2, you pay half, your employer pays half for your Social Security and your Medicare. This is really where I really get pissed off about the rich. So at $168,000, Social Security stops being taxed.
Right, I know. That's why Elon Musk stops paying Social Security in 5 minutes of the new every year. In 5 minutes, he's done paying it. Yeah.
Yeah, of our income gets taxed, but not theirs. And so if these people keep writing all this shit off, they're going to go 20 years. And they're going to be like, I can't be influenced anymore. It's too much on me. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking old. Guess what, bitch? You got to keep working because you don't have any Social Security.
Oh.
Because self-employment tax is not income tax. So you have self-employment tax, which is 15.9% of your income, bottom line income on your Schedule C, okay? You can write half of that off a deduction on your federal income tax. And that all is 100% yours. That is your Social Security, Medicare. It's not income tax, because then income tax comes in and takes its percentage. I don't know about you, and I tell this to people who are like in construction, bitch, you want to die on that roof? Because that's what's going to happen if you keep not reporting your income. Also, the IRS wants their portion of every dollar earned. It doesn't matter if it's under the table. It doesn't matter if it's drug money. It doesn't matter if you stole that money. They want their cut. That's how they got Capone, right?
Right.
They didn't get him for bank robbery or murder. They got him for tax evasion.
Yeah.
So you're even supposed to report illegally earned money to the IRS.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I know about and gambling debts and wins. You're supposed to report.
And you can write off your losses up to your winnings on gambling.
Okay, but think about these creators. They're like they can deduct so much so that maybe they can get it down to their own.
If they got audited, half that shit would be thrown out. I guarantee it. Okay,
so how do they do it without getting thrown out? How do they pay as little as possible then? Because clearly they're doing something right. Because all these guys,
they have somebody signing off. They're not doing their return themselves. They have, a CPA or whatever doing it for them and sending them off. And that's the first jump, right? And then there's an actual algorithm the IRS uses on their software. It's percentages. So they're looking for out of whack percentages on certain things.
Right, they're looking for red flags, yeah.
So it'll red flag you, pull you out, and then a human's going to look at it. Now, some of these influencers, I guarantee you, they're making things sound like it's a good idea and that everyone's doing it. That's not true. People get really scared when it comes to their taxes. People get scared and like, I don't know. Like sometimes I have to talk my clients into, no, this is legal. We're not even doing something shady. Are you sure? Bitch, yes. I'm not going to risk my life and career so you can write something off,
Right. But how does so like this is going to be my first year. Hopefully if I make it a whole year without dying, I'll shit, you never know in this if we make it, I'm hoping that I could keep the devil in the hole long enough that I can actually be a YouTuber this year, first time, only this. This will be the first year where I'm just a YouTuber. And I don't know.
Don't purchase anything just to eat up money so you don't have to pay taxes. That's a number one rule. Buy it if you need it, right? Also, stuff you already have can still be depreciated out with what it's worth. You don't have to rebuy stuff to write it off. So any equipment you already had, put that on a depreciation schedule. Start writing that shit off. Your vehicle, property. If you rent, whatever portion of your property or if you own that you use for streaming, take that percentage and take your utilities, your mortgage or your rent.
Yeah, so like this room, like this studio, this is definitely the only use is the only way I use it is work. I only work in here. I don't do any personal shit in this.
So however
room.
big, so let's say you have 1,000 square footage property and that room you're in right now is 500 square feet, right?
Yeah, so I could deduct 10%.
Use 50% of rent, renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance, and then utilities, 100% of your cell phone, any new electronics you buy, any subscriptions.
Fuck, cell phone. I should have done that. I didn't even think of my cell phone. Oh my God,
that's huge. That's like the biggest one.
Yeah,
take 100% of your internet.
I need a CPA. I tried to do it alone. I just feel like I got screwed.
No. You didn't file them yet, did you?
Yeah, I already filed. What am I supposed to do? I filed.
Oh, you do an amended return. I can send you a link to my app. You can upload your shit and I'll help you.
Yeah, please do. It's skyjack at morningsky.live is my email. Skyjack at morningsky.live.
Yeah.
Easy. But like, man, I'd love that because I need to figure out what the fuck I'm doing this
year.
And I know since this year is still young, I might be able to plan a little bit better for next April.
Well, yeah, and you can use it based off of what we take for expenses. You can look at it next year and know what to save and shit. Also, remember that Trump screwed all the blue states by not allowing us to write off income. State, yes.
Salt deductions were eliminated in the big beautiful bill. It's fucked. So my state and local tax is no longer deductible, which is crazy because isn't that like isn't your home tax, your home loan tax? Isn't that salt?
So salt, that's mortgage interest. That's union dues. I mean, in 2018 is when he first in office, is when he really screwed the working class, was with that tax bill. And California specifically, because of how high your guys' local and state taxes are. But you have to own a $5 million house to be able to hit a single person is $12,000 in deductions. And most of that's in mortgage interest, right? Or for you, it'd be in your state and local taxes.
God, I just
So
feel
nobody's making it.
I just feel so deflated on April 15th. You just listen to your talk right now. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't stand a chance anymore. I should just go work for Starbucks and declare my W-2 and hide the rest.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let them win, because that's what happens. Don't let them win. Fuck. Do what you like to do, and trust in someone who knows what needs to be done and what doesn't, and save where you can. I feel the same way. I'm super depressed, but I have contractors, not employees, but I pay them what I take out of the business as well. We're all paid equally.
Wow.
And I take care of them. I want them to be able to thrive. They only work 16 weeks out of the year. And when COVID hit, I actually had people that I had hired and trusted that were stealing time from me, who were lying about the hours they were putting in, who would lock the door and send people around to my back office. Like, they stole, I don't know, close to $200,000 in different ways. And I've never recovered from that. And now I don't trust people enough to put them on payroll ever again.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard to trust, man. It's like there's always a percentage. Man, I worked in food and beverage. I was always dealing with thieves. It was not that most people aren't thieves, but there's always thieves in your midst.
I was a GM for McDonald's Chicago region.
You were?
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Everyone's got their hand in the till or in the walk-in. Everyone's. You're got to be constantly. It's like a whack-a-mole game, you know.
No, especially when you're the GM and not like, running, the shifts or whatever you're running as a whole, and you're running food costs. You're like, how the fuck on a Tuesday did we go through all that shit? And it's your manager that night, like.
Yeah, that's always what. Sometimes it's oftentimes a manager that's doing it. It's or a cook, a chef, a
or
kitchen
they overcook.
manager.
I tell you, managers are the ones who steal from the safe. Like,
of course they are. Yeah. I took over a restaurant and I had to fire like 50% of the staff, and the management all got fired for stealing. I had them on camera. It was just like all I had to do was look at, the money went missing this day. I know exactly how they stole it, and I put on the camera. I knew what time, and of course I caught it. It was like weeks before I was even hired. I was able to determine who was on the take. Like. You
sound like me. You're all disappointed. Like, you're fucking making me do this, God.
Dude, seriously, I had this assistant manager that I love. I just met him. I really liked the kid. And then he was giving away Johnny Blue to somebody, and Johnny Blue's like $100 shot, man. What are you doing? And then he was ringing in. And the reason why it was shady, if he had just given it away and comped it, that's a conversation. But he didn't give it away and comped it. He gave it away and then rang in Johnny Red, which meant, that he was just. That's stealing. It's underhanded stealing. It's
McDonald's is T-Red. It's called T-Reds. Where you lower the bill after you have the kitchen started.
Yeah. And there's little tricks, little scams. Lots of that happens.
Think like a thief if you want to catch a thief.
Well, you learn all the bar scams too. Like in Vegas, what they'll do is they'll short the well, they call it. Well, they want to pour more alcohol out for their cool guys that are going to tip them at the bar top, but the cocktail servers that are getting drinks for the people at the tables
are watered down.
They'll pour them half shots and shit. Yeah. So they know because they're messing with the inventory in their head, and if they get good at it, they can do that all day long.
It's all about power.
Pour people free doubles, pour their regulars free doubles so they can get tipped, and then they short the well. They're defrauding the guests in the dining room or wherever. Yeah.
Working for the man. I'll never work for McDonald's. Fuck that place. Like, being told you're making enough money for the region, as you're running like a $6 million restaurant and shit. Be grateful. Get out of here.
Yeah.
The P&L.
You're making enough
I
money.
know
You're
what
making.
you're making.
I just made you $6 million. You're making enough. Shut up.
Holy shit.
Seriously. I got a line out the door. I got a bunch of people that die for your job.
Okay. They will also tell you everybody's replaceable and you can't you can't do for us what 3 other people can do, but they're wrong. They know they're wrong. They 100%, but they will let you go to prove a point that they can't be controlled by your value.
I remember one time someone tried to pull that. At the end of the day, we're all replaceable. They say that like, oh yeah, like I'm supposed to nod along. I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. Try getting somebody in here who's better than me. Fuck you. You're gonna have to hire 3 people to replace me. It's gonna cost you twice as much money. Like, what are you talking about?
I can remember telling one of my owner, you better have 10 people ready to go.
Yeah, you better have 10
because you don't know.
It's gonna take 10 to replace me.
You have no idea what somebody does for you until they stop.
That's true. Until they're gone. Then all of a sudden,
for a week.
You're absolutely right. Until they go on vacation, then you're like, oh man, I wish so and so was here. We were doing so well when so and so was here. Now all of a sudden, it's getting tough.
Why are the numbers dropping?
Yeah,
you know?
How did this happen? Shocking. Yeah, it really is a tragedy. It is
the
disgusting.
CEO of McDonald's makes $10,000 an hour.
Yeah. So when does he cap out on his Social Security contribution? The first week?
And I guarantee you he's never worked in a restaurant.
That's the other thing. These guys, they've never worked anywhere where real people lived, real people work. And that's tragic too. I think everyone should have to do with that. John Anthony says, as soon as you hear the phrase, everyone is replaceable, it's time to start looking for another gig, make them prove it, fuck them. Yeah, that's exactly right, man.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing is, I'm trying to escape that, and I'm adding, but YouTube is a tough nut to crack, and I'm getting to the point where it's like I'm not losing my ass every month anymore. So I'm just trying to I'm still in the red every month. I'm still in the red. My business is in the red every month. I'm losing money. But I feel like if you're not going hungry. If I could I'm going to the food bank every week. I mean, shit.
Yeah, that is going hungry though, dude.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least, I mean, I have 2 kids, so.
You gotta live lean sometimes when you start businesses, though, and this is it. This is my crunch time. I'm at that this is going to be the year where I figure out whether or not I'm going to be able to be a full-time YouTuber or go work selling dead animals to dumbasses in restaurants.
You want to shot with that dead animal?
I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go work for fucking hospital. I don't want to go work for a resort for some rich fuck who inherited all his money. I'm sick of it. Yeah.
I don't want to smile and pretend everything's okay so that somebody feels comfortable to be in my establishment.
Yeah, that too, right? Yeah, make them feel real
I don't
comfortable.
I don't want another dude to say, you're too pretty not to smile, or stick your finger in my coffee and stir it. I like a little sweet. It's disgusting out there.
It is,
or see a grown man make a 14-year-old girl cry because they're having a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, you see that a lot. There's a lot of tears in the walk-in, you know what I'm saying? But
screaming.
Yeah, right. It's true. People don't realize that's where the tears and screaming happens during that. A lot of stuff happens in that walk-in.
A lot of stuff happens.
Yeah. The walk-in is, people can easily waste $10,000 a year, says Dial. They do. They waste tons of money. But the big thing for me was during COVID, everything changed in hospitality. It wasn't, the staff changed, the management changed, the directors changed, the owners changed, the guest, the clientele changed, everything changed, and I was just like, no more. I can't do it anymore.
COVID taught Gen Z, and my oldest is 24. It taught them that companies can't afford to pay a living wage when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Money was flush everywhere, and people were making bank, and they were spending. The economy was booming because of all that money. And then there were people who never returned to their jobs because they're like, why would I go back and make shit pay when unemployment was paying me what I really need to live.
Yeah.
It taught them like a sense. So we created some people ready to rebel, Gen Zs. But they won't take a job just to not starve. They'll starve instead.
I mean, and they'll
I
steal
don't think a
instead,
lot
and they'll
of us
do
are willing to
violence
do
instead.
that.
Like,
Yep.
it's getting to the move back with mommy instead. They'll do all these things that I can't do. Like I can't move back with
Oh yeah, no,
mommy. I can't.
My 24-year-old is here, and he's like, he quit a job because they didn't treat him right, and he didn't have a job for like 7 months. And I'm like, dude, you'd be homeless if you didn't have me.
Yes,
He's like,
it's
you don't
true.
understand, Mom. They treated me like crap. I'm like, we all get treated like crap. Like,
yeah, when I was 24, I fucking just took it, right? Like, shit.
I was like, he was 3 when I was 24. He knows that I worked at McDonald's and went to college, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
but on the other side, it's like I don't think we built roads that last 100 years if we thought that our kids are going to build roads, right? We don't want our kids to work in the muck. We don't want our kids to have to work at McDonald's, right?
Those kids want to. Some of them want to, I guess.
If they want to, then they can, but they shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to work at McDonald's as a teenager anymore. Why should they?
But if you choose to, they should make a living wage. They should be able to live on their own if they choose to.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, man. Oh, God, it's so hard to think about going backwards. I don't know. I don't know what the future
don't go
holds
work at
for me.
McDonald's, dude.
I don't think that would happen. Fast food's not for me. But I worked in fine dining and stuff. It's good money, but it's a lot of hours and it's a lot of shit. But I mean, I could easily.
Restaurant is hard work, no matter where it's at.
It's hard work. It's taxing. It's mentally taxing. Believe it or not, people don't think it is, but it is.
No, it is. You have to put on that show.
Home, and then when you come home, you want to drink, and so you don't really get much done. So you don't really have a life out. You don't have a life outside of it.
And your relationships are always shit because you're stressed out, overworked. And if they work with you, it's bad. Yeah. If they don't work with you, they don't understand.
Yes. And you're also working at night half the time, where the rest of the world, so you don't really have any other people to socialize with because you're working when they're socializing. So your only people you can sleep with are the people that are working with you or working next to you. It's and
it's usually not great people. Like,
it's a mixed
people
bag.
Don't flock to restaurant work.
Well, there's a lot of artists. I love restaurant people because I feel like they're this salt of the earth type. They're the ones that are like.
There was more drugs.
That's
drugs.
True.
I'm in recovery. There's more drugs. I was high the whole time I worked in restaurant. The whole time.
There's a lot of substance problems. I mean, I drank like a fucking fish, man. Like I never got too into drugs, but even as in management, it's like, what do you do what am I gonna do at 2 a.m.?
When I work through the shift.
Well, like when I was in Vegas, I worked from my first job in Vegas. I worked from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. What do you think I'm doing at 4 a.m. after my shift? Going into the library? There's nothing open except for bars. At 4 a.m. I'm drinking and I'm meeting other people who are out at 4 a.m.
Yep, other restaurant people.
Mostly, yeah, or club people or strippers and. Yeah.
Yep.
Or crazy. Yep. Or it's the crazy class. It's the artists, the strippers, the dancers, industry. The performers, the service. Yep. Yeah. And I've always been I've done everything coming through the service entrance. And people always think, "Oh, Sky, you've been to all these crazy places, you've been all over the world." Yeah, but I always came in through the back door. I always came into the service entrance where the dock is, next to the dumpsters. I came into the door where the dumpsters are.
That was way funner though. Or that was more fun, way funner. God, tired.
Mm-hmm.
It was more entertaining to be the servers than it was the guests.
I've always felt that way, and I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why either, but I was never them. But you had to smile, pretend like they were awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Excellent choice. Sky, 2020 opened many eyes, became open. 2020 did open many eyes. It opened mine, and then I was right there on the brink, and then my mom died, and it was like a ton of bricks falling on me. So, just fell right on my ass.
Yeah, my dad was only 62, and it shook my entire foundation.
My mom was 1 month away. She was 64. She was 1 month away from her first Social Security check, and I think that's by design, man. I feel like they needed to have a boomer flu so that we could keep Social Security going a little longer. If you kill 1 million people, 1 million Americans, and a huge percentage of those are boomers with comorbidity, well, that's great for Social Security. We could keep it going longer, can't we?
My dad had just gotten his lump sum 2 weeks before he died. It was still in his bank account.
That's the scam, right? Were you able to keep it? Could people keep it? No.
Yeah, no. We had to give back 1 month, but then Social Security Administration wrote me a letter later and said, "Hey, you're a beneficiary of some funds. Send us your information and any information on other beneficiaries." They sent me back the money we sent back to them. So.
Yeah, man, boy, no, you haven't heard it called. You guys haven't heard it called the boomer flu, Maria? Yeah, a lot of people called it boomer flu. I didn't just make that shit up. It was killing boomers.
I'm sure COVID killed my dad.
I'm like my mom was COVID negative, but she just got the first vaccine, and then she had a mysterious heart attack, and she wasn't. She had no comorbidities. She was fine, like healthy, happy, and healthy. So. I definitely have some misgivings about that vaccine, but you know what? What am I going to do about it? She never got the booster, so.
My dad died January 23rd of 2019.
Oh, so he died just in time to get the, yeah.
We didn't even know what was going on yet.
There was no test for it back then.
And Indiana doesn't do autopsies.
I was forced to do an autopsy. I had to pay them to do an autopsy because my mom was so young and healthy. I had to do an autopsy.
They wanted $5,000 from me for an autopsy, but he laid there for 2 weeks. So what are you gonna do? You know, like
nothing. You're stuck. That's how I feel about everything right now. What are you gonna do? Just keep working, hope for the best. At least
it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's the rallying cry of our generation. It is what it is. It's fucking Seinfeld. It's like our whole life is Seinfeld. Yada yada yada. It is what it is. Get out. Like we have become a Seinfeld, right? It's just a life about nothing. I saw this thing where Ingrid Newkirk said this thing that stuck with me during COVID. She's like, look, she was talking about how all the animals what's happening to animals during COVID and how no one's talking about all like the huge toll that's happening there. But she said this thing like, oh, look, they closed all of the restaurants and bars and places to shop. And it turns out everyone's upset because that's all our lives are about, are shopping and eating out. That's all our lives are now. And then when they closed in COVID, they closed the shopping and eating out, and people were they were going crazy about it. And it's really kind of a sad thing if our existence is just eating and going out to eat and buying stuff.
Well, they had CPAs dropping dead left and right because they labeled us essential workers for tax season. So the IRS could get their money. Yeah. And a lot of them were old white dudes in their 80s that they were dying, died. Yeah. And I had people coming into my place with COVID and shit. Well, we were like, we just tested positive. What the fuck are you doing here?
Why are you doing here? Yes.
It's a tax return, idiot.
Yeah, mail it in. Line cooks were 60% more likely than any other profession to die of COVID. And it's because they didn't have access to healthcare. A lot of them are immigrants. They're afraid, or they're too macho to go to the doctor. They work sick. They can't wear a mask because they're talking, and the mask always ends up at their chin. I'd force them to wear them. Pull the mask up. But they're working elbow to elbow, and they're working, and they're sweating, and they're working, and it's hot. And I had people dying. I lost an expediter. I lost 2 cooks. I lost my cook's mom. My chef's mom died. And I'm like, oh, dude, you just in my head, I'm like, you just fucking killed your mom. There's no way she got it from anybody else.
Right. Yeah. When my grandpa died, I was like, which one of you fucking idiots killed grandpa? Like,
yeah,
nobody's wearing masks and shit and fucking, grandpa's 93. You motherfuckers killed him, idiots. All you had to do was not be around him or, God. And people are like, well, nothing's imminent. Yeah, stay home.
Maria Jimena, the reason why restaurant workers were the first, I got the first round of vax because I was forced to. Restaurant workers had to do it, but that was fucking 2 years in, almost 2 years into the pandemic nearly. And but there was all the time where we were open but not open, but kind of open but also open, and people were dying. It really pisses me off. People are like, oh, well, I didn't know that people were actually, do you know anybody when people were denying COVID?
No, yeah, when people said it wasn't a thing, oh, good, because then all these motherfuckers can come back from the dead that are dead, right?
Yeah, a million Americans, I'm like, no matter what you think, more Americans died in 2020 than any year in the history of America, including the years during the Civil War. A million Americans died.
They were making everybody get autopsies and testing dead people for COVID, and guess what? They had it. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all those dead people tested positive for COVID. Imagine that.
The day, I'll tell you, it was so crazy. This is such a crazy story real quick. So the day we were shut, it was St. Patrick's Day. And man, I was going, well, when they shut Disneyland and they take the NBA down, because the NBA was still going, remember? And the fucking Disneyland was still open. And I'm like, well, when those things close, I'll take this seriously. I'll take it seriously then. And then all of a sudden, St. Patrick's Day comes around and it's like all the restaurants have to close now. And it's in the middle of the day and I'm having to kick people out. Like it's like 3 p.m. or something. We're not going to be open for dinner at this restaurant. And then people show up and they're fucking in tears because you took my order, you took my Rezo Sky, I know it was you took my Rezo, remember me, I reserved this table because I'm getting engaged and all this. I'm like, I don't have the staff, I've already sent everybody home. Like one table, you can't do one table. And then I had this server who was sick as shit. And she says, I'll take the last table. I'm the only one here. I'll take it.
Oh, my God, man.
And I went like, fine.
Don't you want to smack those people and say, what about my people? Why is your whatever more important than my people? Like, so the IRS shut down. I knew it was serious when there were no IRS agents answering the phone, right?
Yeah. That girl was the first person I knew.
I had people
with COVID.
Like, you're stealing my refund. I'm like, how? How could I steal your refund? You don't think I'd get caught? You think I'm only going to do it? I've been doing this for over 20 years. You think I did it just for you, just to take yours? There's no one at the IRS.
It feels like the globe went through a traumatic experience and we're all just expected to go on as business as usual and not process it at all. And that really sucks.
I live in Lafayette, so I'm next to Purdue University. One of my ferrets contracted COVID. We didn't know it, but I rushed her to the vet because she was dying and we didn't know why. She was 3 months old. She was the first mammal outside of a human in the United States to contract COVID. So they did a study on her and they kept her for like 2 weeks before we got her back. But that's when they started realizing it was traveling on people's shoes. Like,
yes. Of course it was traveling, and I was like, the traveling in people's shoes, it's going to be on your dog. I saw these people walking their fucking dogs. I'm like, and then you're going to put the dog in your bed. What is going on? It's like, I couldn't believe it because I was an essential worker, and then all of a sudden the bus drivers stopped taking money, so you couldn't take a bus. So I got this temporary transfer to another restaurant.
You still need to go to work.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to sit there with my mask on. So I started carpooling with somebody else. So I was trying to get like a bubble at the restaurant. And a couple times I just skateboarded to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just get the restaurant workers were bubbling together. And I skateboard to work a few times. And there's people in the streets like it's a holiday. And I'm sitting here, man, I've got people dying. And then I get to work and I mask up and put goggles on. I put a head covering on. I look like I'm working at the house in E.T., you know, like I'm
and not
quarantined.
for you. It wasn't
not for
you.
me.
It was for everyone else.
Yeah, and then they would come to the restaurant and scream, and they're screaming at each other, crying and fighting, or they want to come and use the restroom, and I'm like, you can't use the restroom. Well, why not? Because I'll have to sanitize it when you leave, and I don't have the fucking manpower to sanitize the restroom. There's a reason why all the public restrooms are closed. Go the fuck home.
I feel really bad because for years before COVID, I would say, God, I hate humanity. We need a good pandemic or something to wipe some of these people out. And then COVID hit. I was like, oh shit. I
mean, I think that's, man, part of me, There's a big part of me that still thinks.
I know.
I want to put my aluminum foil hat on. I'm going to put my tin foil hat on. It makes me think.
I used to say it came from the permafrost. We're killing the earth. Permafrost is melting. That's never melted before.
It's the Andromeda strain. Yeah, it's a virus from outer space. It's a virus from the ice cap. The ice
always takes back what's hers. She's coming for it.
Yeah. I just like I don't know what I know that the billionaires talk about a grand culling pretty frequently. You hear people like Peter Thiel and they talk about it.
How many billionaires died?
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. We lost the
Real funny,
shit.
huh?
Tom Hanks had the cure like day one, I think. Tom Hanks already had the cure. They all had the cure. Like for some reason, all the rich people, no rich people died of COVID somehow. Colin Powell died, I guess. There's a couple, but they were old as shit. They were already really old.
I mean, I thought Trump was going to go when he was struggling to breathe. That was exciting, but didn't happen.
I think he's got long COVID. You watch him breathe now. He's like.
Or that's just McDonald's.
Yeah, maybe. I was talking to an epidemiologist. Oh, Ben Carson did die. Ben Carson. Yeah, he was old as shit, though, too.
Wasn't he a doctor, too, like a brain surgeon or something?
Yeah. They did the vermectin. Yeah, did the ivermectin. Yeah, he did. Oh, my God. I feel like we can't talk about this enough because nobody wants to talk about those times. It's like, I think about them constantly.
That's why they have us separated by those who don't believe it was real and those who know it was real because we lived it. They, divide and conquer because we outnumber them. But I don't see a list of billionaires or their families that suffered at all. They made more money, actually.
Yeah, they all made more money. And I think, so I was talking to an epidemiologist on another show a while back with some doctors. I was the only one who wasn't a doctor. And they were talking about how flu can cause Parkinson's later on. And there's viruses that you get as a younger person. And then 40 years, that virus is still affecting you. You still...
Like shingles?
Like shingles, yeah. Shingles is chickenpox, right? You have you're more likely to get shingles if you have chickenpox. I thought it was the opposite. I thought you didn't get shingles if you had chickenpox, but no, you're far more.
You have to have had chickenpox to get shingles.
Yeah, so it's a long-term effect of the chickenpox virus.
Yep.
Crazy, right? Holy shit! I had shingles. No, I've never had shingles, but I've had chickenpox
parties.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody's got chickenpox, kids. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it over with so I don't have to hear you whine.
Yep. We got a plan. I'm taking vacation.
Yeah, better get the chickenpox taken care of. I had to go through it. You're going to have to go through it. What the fuck?
Hot.
So they're saying like the same kind of thing can happen with COVID where like there are going to be lasting effects that we can't predict. We don't know what's going to happen. We have no idea what it'll be like in 30 years when some of these young people who had childhood COVID and they're being affected as old men 50 years from now.
Their hearts. We don't know what. We don't know anything because there's no research in cures. We make, just like the movie Idiocracy, we just make more boner pills instead of developing something to cure diabetes or, as long as you got hair and a boner, we're good. Okay. There's no money in cures.
But there's money in hard dicks.
That's right.
For some reason.
Just ask the military.
For some reason. Twice unvaccinated. You're unvaccinated? Yeah, I don't know. I was forced to. I regret getting vaccinated. It. But yeah, I did the Johnson & Johnson. I didn't want to do it, but I had to.
I never got sick. I
never got sick either.
I'm sure I had it, but I was asymptomatic.
I mean, I also washed the shit. I don't know. Also, maybe because I'm a restaurant person, I washed my hands all the time. I don't know why people don't wash their fucking hands. Learn from the pandemic.
I had a young daughter. My daughter was young. She was still in elementary school, and she was sick for like 6 weeks straight from October 18 to like December 18. They even shut the school down to sanitize everything. I knew then something was going on, right?
Yeah.
The government knew too. They knew in October.
They knew stuff we didn't.
Yeah. Oh, and that's why all the stock trading made all the money, and
Yeah, yeah, exactly. A bunch of people knew some shit. If there was a poly market back then, a bunch of assholes would have gotten rich, just like they are now off the bombing of Iran, right? There's a bunch of
Yeah.
insider shit happening. It's disgusting.
Yeah, let's start poly markets because somebody's going to talk about outlawing stock trading for fucking Congress. So we'll do poly market instead.
Jesus.
God.
Frankie Berry, baby died and my dad died. Man, Jesus, Frankie, I'm sorry. This is a common story. I know a lot of people who lost, like, this is what I mean. It's a national and global trauma. Everybody knows someone who died. Most people do anyway.
Yep.
And it's, and yet we're not supposed to talk about it. We're not. And I remember right after, like in 2021, I just started this channel and I was talking to someone about COVID and YouTube took down my fucking video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about it.
If I put the word pedo in any of my YouTube videos, it won't even post. I can't even post it. It won't post and then come down. It won't even go up at all.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is how they win. And it's shocking
to
me.
My phone, autocorrect, won't type in Epstein.
Oh my God. Mine won't either. That's happened to me too.
What
you won't
the
type
fuck?
in Epstein. It's so funny. It's like, why won't your phone type the word Epstein? Like, what is that? It's
I've typed it a lot. Like, if I type E, Epstein should pop up right after E.
I wonder if I write Gulf of in my text message, will it say Gulf of America? Because that's a type of creepy shit going on, right? Where's my fucking texting messages? Okay, I'm gonna try to text Gulf of and see what the predictive. Yeah, Gulf of America is definitely. I swear to God, where's my camera? Gulf of America. Gulf of America. Oh, Gulf of Mexico is also on there though. But Gulf of America is right there on the Google, because Samsung stopped their there's no Samsung messaging app, so now I have to use a Google messaging app, which I never wanted to use. But now I have to.
I hate this place. I fucking hate it.
What am I supposed to do?
What are we all supposed to do?
I don't know. I tell people to resist, and I hope that they'll.
Well, yeah, but it's just I don't know how to not resist, right? So I'm the type of person.
We need more people.
I resist so much that if you're twisting my arm and I'm like moving, and you say to me, "Stop moving," your arm's gonna break. I'll just snap my own arm just to get it over with.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's to hurt myself.
Break it, you fucker. That's how I feel. I feel like that's the American. I still think that's the American way. Oh, you're going to tax my tea? I'm going to burn it. I'm going to put it in the fucking water. I'm going to light the boat on fire. Oh, you're going to let the guys who beat Rodney King off the hook? I'm going to burn down the city. Everyone, I'm going to burn down all the business. Everything will be burned down. And I think that's why in Office Space, in the end, when the guy's like, I'm going to burn where my swing line stapler. Yeah.
PC load letter. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. And he's like, but the I forget the guy's Winston or whatever the dude's name is. I forget the weirdo with the
with an M.
With the stapler, Marvin or something.
That was my
Melvin.
dad's name.
Oh, really? Marvin.
Yep. I can't.
Marvin
Melvin or
whatever his name was. Whatever. He's like, I'm going to burn down the building.
I have that stapler on my desk.
Yeah, the red swing line stapler. Milton. It was Milton.
There we go.
I feel like everyone really relates to Milton, right? Everyone identifies with Milton because we all, at least, that's like the most American character in the history of cinema. I'm going to burn down the building.
Yep. And you can barely understand what he's saying. But I'll get your ass kicked on a Monday. Got a case of the Mondays, and I'll get your ass kicked down the hanging drywall at the McDonald's.
But Milton, he is like I think Milton is the perfect American archetype because he's gonna take all the shit. They're gonna put him in a little hole. They're gonna fucking torture him every day, and he keeps showing. They stop paying him, and he continues to show up for work.
He kept going.
He keeps doing it, but in the end, they push him too far. And he burns down the fucking building.
Push people till they're hungry for a long period of time.
Yeah, and now we have Warehouse Luigi. I think we could do better. 7 or 8 warehouses is not a revolution. We could get there, folks. We could get there.
8,000. We need 8,000 a day.
Yeah, we need to burn them all down.
All of them. All of them.
Yes. I mean, I hope that the first day that ballroom opens, someone drops a Molotov on it. Like, I love the fact that people are going to these. My favorite thing that's happening now too is that you have these homes where no one lives in them. Some billionaire owns them. Nobody lives there. It's just an empty mansion. People are figuring this out and moving in and spray painting it to shit, destroying that property. Well, fuck yeah, good, because a family should be living in it. Why do you have 5 mansions?
Well, and there's Indiana doesn't have any laws that protect squatters or anything like that, but all over other states, you can go grab an abandoned property and just go to the assessor's office and be like, this is mine now.
Yeah, you just have to pay the tax on it. You have to pay the tax on it, yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, now you have a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, Indiana, you get evicted, you got 5 days to get out.
Yeah, 5-day pay and quit. We have the same thing in California. 3-day pay and quit, 5-day pay and quit.
And I'm like, and that's all because of COVID. They passed that during COVID.
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. It's a rough world out there, folks. All right, this is the end of the show. This is my 2-hour show. So I'm going to kick you out of here, Smoking Blondie. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
hopefully you'll
me.
call in again too. Yeah, absolutely. Call in again soon. Thank you for the conversation.
Yep.
All right, see you later. Awesome. Well, that's the show. This was the Pick Your Battle show. You can always BYOB, but this is the end of it. Have you seen the video of the ballroom being burned down and the new revolution happens? No, I have not seen that, but I would like to. Please share it in the community tab of this channel. If you ever want me to watch something, react to something, anything, please share it in the community tab of this channel. We have a community tab. I like to use it. If you want to share anything, especially videos and music. I love when people share new songs with me I've never heard. I really like that. Bands I've never heard or that I have. Remind me of stuff that I love. Thank you for can everyone thank Blondie? Please put a Blondie thank you in the chat or an emoji in the chat to thank Blondie and Steve and the One for joining today's episode. Thank you so much. Make a Discord. I had a Discord, but we have a YouTube. Here's the thing. A Discord doesn't help the channel. The YouTube community channel kind of works like a Discord. So just share stuff in the community. We have a community tab right here on YouTube, and it actually helps. It helps the algorithm if you post there, if you drop shit in there. The algorithm's like, oh, people are actually liking this channel. I will push this channel to more people like that. It helps. You do not get help by starting there's a community tab. Yeah, community tab. You want a link to it? Here, I'll give you a link to it. I'll give you a link to the community tab. But I really enjoy it. I like it when people share stuff on the community tab, especially music and videos. If you ever want me to react to something, thank you. It's just youtube.com/SkyjackMorgan/community. Here it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Pop. Now it's in the chat. youtube.com/SkyjackMorgan/community. @Skyjack. You got to put that @ sign in there, I think. But youtube.com/@SkyjackMorgan/community and post stuff there, please. Yeah. Blondie's music is awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Share it on my community tab so we can all share it together. Build the community. Help me build the community, please. Pay taxes on the property and maintain it. Upgrade for 7 years. Yeah, you win it. That's true. Try that in California though. You get fucked. There's nothing out here. Like I guess you can go and to the wilderness, but there's state parks. I don't think you could do it. We got you. Thank you so much, everybody. I enjoyed this very much. Thank you to Steve, the One, or the Ding Dang Do, the One, and Smokin' Blondie for talking with me for the call-in show. You could always call in. It's morningsky.live/PYB. We do this every day at 1 p.m. I'm planning on doing a gaming stream late at night tonight, later than usual. I have my book club at 7, and so I won't be home until like 8:30. But I want to do like another late night coffee talk run. So if you guys like that, please tune in. If you're already subscribed, I do a gaming show at night. It's just a few people. I just started doing it. It's not as many people, but it should be fun. I'm having a really good time hanging out and doing that. So we're going to try to do that at 8:30 tonight, I think, something like that. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you to the channel members. Thank you to the Sky City Rebels. You know who you are. And that's it. That's the show. Appreciate it. Appreciation, attitude of gratitude. Thank you for cheering me up. I've had a bad day on this tax day where all my money is going to the military to kill kids in Iran. So, K-Rock, KROQ, world famous KROQ. All right. Smoking Blondie, you liked it, right? It's hilarious. Yeah. So we're going to do the, it's going to be later though, just because I like doing the stream at 5, but I can't do it at 5. So I'll see you there. I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.